Hello, my strong friends. This is MEGSQUATS coming to you live from Everforward Radio. Chase and I talk about all kinds of stuff, pretty much how to get rich on YouTube, how to not have an identity crisis, and all kinds of things that you're going to want to hear. I just pour my entire heart out in this episode. It's not that dramatic. It's actually quite interesting, if I don't say so myself. Okay, Everforward Radio, let's go!
What's up, everybody? I'm in the strong.
This is the real show?
I'm in the strong. The other one's just fake.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that doesn't count. We just wrapped up with coffee talk. I'm in the strong gym.
Welcome.
Yeah, with MEGSQUATS. This is actually the first time I've done a podcast interview while consciously staring and looking into the camera. Normally, it's just supposed to you pretend like it's not there, kind of thing. Yeah.
Should we reposition? Do you
I'm
hate
so
it or
drawn
do you
to
love
it.
it?
I'm conflicted. I'm confused.
For me, it's like, hey guys, what's up? It's me, MEGSQUATS. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel. I post videos every Friday. And if you like this video, please do give the video a like. It helps me out a lot. It helps pay my bills. Not really. There's no correlation to likes to anything. But people are always like, it helps me out so much. I'm like, does it? Because I don't think it does.
I don't know. I'm sure there's got to be some way to kind of interpret that data and look at it. And someone much smarter than me apparently could figure it out. There's got to be some kind of magic to that.
In your analytics, and also YouTube will push videos with a heavy dislike ratio because it's more controversial. And I mean, obviously considering any true YouTube controversies that they're worried about for advertisers. But if someone has a controversial opinion and there are dislikes,
interesting.
YouTube will read that and be like, oh, people are talking about this. You know what I mean?
So thumbs down the video. Let's try something new.
No, don't. We don't want to be those kind. We don't want to be like Jake Paul or anything. I don't know.
He's come full. Was it him or his brother? I see it all blowing up over Instagram right now because he just got married, I think, or something, to some other IG girl.
I'm very keen to he got married to Tana Mojo.
Yeah. I saw a billboard in WeHo about it. She put up look at my engagement photo on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, you spent so much money on a billboard for that?
Well, I
it
believe
worked.
That,
I looked her up.
Yeah, I believe that their relationship is purely for PR and marketing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But also, I'm watching her show on MTV, and they do discuss this a little bit. But the show on MTV is kind of weird as well. But I think this is all promotion for the show, too, for people to watch the show, which, of course, I'm hooked. I love reality TV. I've always loved reality TV. I was, the biggest fan of The Real World and Road Rules and then the challenges.
I love the challenges.
The first, that's the first real reality show.
I saw Johnny Bananas in Austin.
Whoa,
a couple
really?
months ago, yeah.
Hold on. Johnny Bananas. I'm friends with, I think he was just on the challenges, but he is in the fitness industry. His name's Kenny.
Yeah.
You know Kenny?
Yeah.
Everybody knows Kenny.
He works with Adam from Strong Coffee. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Kenny, and when I met him, I'm talking to him, I'm like, where the fuck do I know this guy from?
Yeah.
From TV, man.
Yeah. I met him last year, at
and then
an event,
And then Emily Schramm, too, is from the challenges as well.
Oh, my God, you're right.
Yeah.
How did I never realize that before?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I think it's a good route for a lot of those people because they were being so active, and I think they were the newcomers who came on and were pretty fit anyway.
Yeah.
And just crushed it on those kind of
God,
challenges.
That guy Landon, the one every year, he was an animal. Holy shit.
I have to remember, but
he had a lot big curly hair.
Yeah.
He won every year.
And let's not forget the fucking Miz, man.
Oh, true, yeah.
Now,
is he still wrestling now?
Yes, and
he's. My God.
I have my business partner is really into wrestling, and so he'll update me on how everyone's doing and stuff because I've always been interested in the fitness aspect of it, and I did have a WWE tryout before.
You did?
Yeah.
No way.
It was awesome.
You would have been like Diva Meg.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
sure I would have had a stage name or something, but yeah, I went to a tryout once, and so it's always been something that's interested in me, but I like the fitness aspect of it too now. So seeing the Miz and getting updates on some of the girls, and one of the girls that was in my tryout is doing really well, and she's starting to become a big wrestler. She was the one of us who's still in there. So
do you know Natalie Ava Marie?
Yeah.
With the Diva, she lives not far from here.
Oh, really?
She's technically down in Orange County. I've been trying for like a hot minute to interview her.
Yeah, she's
Then that show came out. I was upset. I was like, that red hair and like her fitness is insane.
she's amazing.
She's a machine.
Yeah, she's amazing. I watched the Diva show. Yeah, that was great to see her, and she was like the newcomer in that show too. So yeah, I love that shit. Another reality TV show. I love that shit.
Well, I think that's the episode right there. I'm just gonna, blast you for being addicted to reality TV and wrestling.
Hey man, I could talk about that all day long. I love it.
Yeah. Well, we got MEGSQUATS, Meg Gallagher, on the show. Again, I'm like, it's when you're watching The Office and like they finally look at the camera.
Yeah. Anytime I say something incriminating, do that.
Thanks for having me over. We've been kind of like chasing each other since DC. You just made it out to LA before me. I'm a little bit late. When did you guys move to LA?
We moved about a year and a half ago. So
Oh wow.
No, less than that. Maybe like March of 2018.
Oh, okay.
Does that sound right? Yeah. So not too long ago. We're still kind of new. It's hard to get acclimated to this place.
Last time we saw each other was the day, less than 24 hours, I moved to LA.
Oh, really?
At Chrissy's wedding.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I literally got in the night before and caught a flight like 6 hours later.
Wow, you're a true friend to her. I hope she knows.
Yeah. I really wanted, the plan was to just, because we drove. So
shit.
I was just going to like go up to Tahoe, but we'd already been in the car for a week.
Yeah,
we took our time. Yeah, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So I caught a flight. I bought it. I told her I was coming. I was like, I was waffling forever. And then I bought the ticket, like, I think somewhere in Texas.
Yeah.
Then I was like, we're going to park the car and I'm going to drive or fly up. Yeah.
Hopefully worth it. That was a great
wedding.
wedding.
It was amazing.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's always cool to see, that was like a fitness wedding.
It was.
Got to see so many people that like you get to see at like an expo.
Yeah.
So you never get to talk to them. You
Matt
say
Vincent
hi.
officiating it. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, that was perfect. It's so nice to like actually have time to like sit down with people and chat and like talk about things other than I'm at this expo, I'm tired.
I gotta shake babies and kiss hands all day.
Yeah, seriously. You're like so many germs and stuff.
Do you still do Expo Life? Do you guys bring? Because I mean, now you've got strong supply, strong friends. Like you've got your own little empire going on. Do you guys do expos on your own?
Yeah, we do. We've done the Arnold. We've done LA Fit, which is nice because it's here. And the Arnold, I went to college in Columbus.
Yeah.
And my mom still lives in Akron, so it's just like 2 hours away from that one.
Were you guys at the LA Fit Expo January this year?
Yeah. So we had a
How did I
small
miss
little
you?
booth. I don't know. It's hard. Those things are so hard to see.
I was there for just one day, like a couple hours.
Yeah, we had a booth there. Maybe you came by when like I wasn't there. So you get.
Totally missed that.
It's so easy to get distracted at those places, and like I'll see someone, I'll be like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow, right? And it's like never gonna see them again.
Oh yeah, I knew. Yeah, you guys had your booth. I saw you at the Arnold last year, 2018. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we've been going to them. It's so funny. Like expos are great because I get to actually meet the people who are watching, and who wouldn't love to stand there and like hear how awesome they are all day long. So that's awesome to like just really get to meet and hear people's stories of like, how I've helped them do X, Y, and Z. And people are just really nice too, of course, because they're spending time to come see you in person.
What's the craziest thing someone's told you? Like, you helped me with this.
I don't know. Like I get a lot of people who relate with various things, and like sometimes people have said like, you helped me figure out strength, which helped me get out of like this relationship that I needed to get out of, or this situation. Or like when you hear the stories of, I started changing my life with fitness and now I got a new job.
Yeah.
That's cool. Cause like I want people to get healthy and get fit and get strong. But when you can actually make a change that will really affect the life of you and your future and your family, like that's really sick. Yeah. So I think that's always been the goal for me, is to get people into strength and let it open doors to other places and like unlock something that they didn't know was there. Especially with women, you don't really know that you can be strong, and you're not really encouraged to be strong. I think now that's changing, which is cool because we see so many people and women who are really celebrating their strength. And other people are celebrating it too. So hopefully that changes, and I think it's starting to change. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to pinpoint one story. I remember one time a girl like held my hand. She was like, I can tell there's like darkness inside of you.
She said that to you?
Yeah. She's like, I can tell there's like darkness inside of you, and I have the same thing. And it was like, she's like explaining like it was never anything you said or did that made me think that, but it's like I can just relate to you so much because I know that you've like been through some shit. And I'm like, so that wasn't even something that I intentionally did, but just by like trying to be myself and like showing up made her feel like, I don't know what it is, but something about this person is like connecting with me. So I remember that and being like, I don't know how to feel about it. You're right. There's some dark shit in there.
I'm a little confused by your tactics.
Yeah. But it was cool just to be like, yeah, you know how you know someone and like, there's just something about them. And you're like, whatever it is, like you've got what I've got. And like, I want more of you. You know what I mean? I want to like follow whatever path you're on. So yeah, that was kind of like a witchy cool thing that I was like taken aback by, but also it's like, yeah, that's cool because maybe you would never get the chance to meet anyone like me in real life and like also feel like you had this weighing on you or you had something about you that was different or bad even. Yeah. But it's like, no, I've got that fucked up shit too. Like it's right. Yeah,
here. I'm in the same club. We all got it.
Yeah. we all got it. Wait, some people just lead you to believe that they don't.
So true. Like, wait, what? You're not perfect? What?
Yeah, right.
I mean, whatever it is, I mean, you've got it. I remember when we first moved up, Max and I moved up to Northern Virginia, freshman in Arlington, like every DCers. Oh, I live in DC. No, we live in Arlington.
Yeah.
I did move into DC later.
Congratulations. You became a real man at that moment. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, congratulations. You got to pay more taxes.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, whatever it is, you had and you have. I remember when we first, I think Max put up on a story one time. He was like, hey, looking for a cool gym in DC, because he was like working close by, and I was like, yeah, I'll train wherever you train, kind of thing. And someone said, hey, check out Balance Gym. There's this girl, MEGSQUATS. She's like, yeah, she's got a YouTube channel and she works out there. The gym looks cool. They let her film. And so that was a big, hey, like go there because they let you film. And that was 2015. And
way
just,
back in the day.
You haven't stopped since then.
Yeah.
4 years later, here we are.
I met up with my first coach, Danielle Dion, who trained people in CrossFit at CrossFit Balance.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was the first jacked woman I ever met, and I was like, holy shit, like whatever you're doing, I want to do that.
Balance had a lot of jacked everybody. I mean, that was a great gym. Yeah.
It was an awesome place to be, and she said a couple of like, she's very blunt, and I love that about her. But she's always like, man, you've got this thing, and you're just like, I'm gonna fucking do it. And like when I like caught up with her a couple years ago, she's like, it's almost like you have this like arrogance about you. And I told another friend, they were like, I wouldn't put it that way. But like I know what she means, where it's like almost like this, I'm oblivious to any possibility of failure. And that's not true. Like I am aware that like failure could happen at any time, but also it's like, what else am I going to do? So it's always been kind of like, I'm going to do this thing and keep doing it until it's not fun anymore. And yeah, it's just like, keep doing the thing.
Did you know what the thing was back then? I mean, the thing was workout, film, workout, film. I mean, did you really know what the thing was or what you were creating?
Well, I definitely started sort of in the footsteps of someone like Max. And at that time, there weren't that many people doing YouTube fitness. So I was looking up to Max and people like Nikki Blackheader and Christian, and Chelsea Lifts was there too. And so Chelsea Lifts was probably the biggest influence, because it's like, okay, you can be a strong girl too, and you don't have to be, doing like Nikki's doing competition, like bikini competitions.
She was Raise the Bar, right? That was her brand?
Yep. That's right. Yeah. So, I feel like those four people and like Nick Wright, a couple of others who were just like posting their journeys, that really inspired me, because I was like, okay, I think I do have a little something different to bring to the table, because I'm actively competing and, trying to promote strength. So it was all about my journey, but that has definitely changed. Now it's, since then I started as like not really knowing what I was even doing in the gym like 5-6 years ago. And now, since then I've gotten like multiple certifications to be like certified to not just share my journey and what I'm doing, like this is my journey, you don't have to do this sort of perspective. but instead offering advice on what the general population might want to think about doing. So that's been cool. It's been less about me and more about what information I can provide to actually help people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why weightlifting? What was it about the barbell that first called you?
A couple of different things. I think strength is addicting. Like it's fun to add more weight on the bar.
To have those newbie gains all the time would be amazing. It's that sensation's amazing.
Yeah, and once you're not getting the newbie gains, then you're addicted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then you're just never gonna leave.
It's a vicious cycle.
Even if you don't get stronger. So, or even if you just get like, now it's like every year I add like 2.5 kilos on each lift, which is fine with me. Like that's enough. So yeah, I think the addiction to that, and when I started, I was definitely in a place in my life that was, I wasn't completely happy with where my life was going. And one of the only things I felt like I had control of was my fitness and the free time that I spent like in the gym. Mm-hmm. So, to do that and be able to see some sort of progression, and a very clear and concrete progression too, was motivating in other areas of my life. Mm-hmm. So it's just like a lesson in being like, oh, if I keep trying this and I keep actively trying to get better, then I will get better.
Yeah.
So that's something that is confusing to you when you're in work, or when you're like in your personal relationships or in your friendships, or like trying to be a good person even. It's like sometimes you feel like, oh, this is just who I am, period. But it's like, no, if you try to do a little bit better, you can like get better at that too. So it was cool to know that I had like control over something,
What you said you weren't really happy in your life. What was it? Where was the unhappiness stemming from? And then once you kind of found a way to become happy in the gym, were you able to go to that area of your life and change it through kind of like the new tactics you had learned?
Yeah, I think I struggled with, my social life and things that I was doing in my social life, such as drinking a lot. I kind of kept like habits that I had in college, like binge drinking every weekend. Yeah. DC is a very happy hour friendly city.
Every day is happy hour.
Yeah.
And then brunch, don't even get started on brunch. It's like a whole event.
Yeah. So I was like the brunch train wreck, that was me. So
that might be the title of the episode.
Yeah, seriously. As like brunch was like the hair of the dog, and then into just like full blown
Sunday fun day.
Yeah, full blown crazy person. So yeah, it definitely, I think that goes hand in hand with like living a fit life too, where you just sort of, those things seem less and less appealing. And so filling my time with more productive things in my life made it so that I wasn't hurting my body and like doing things that I regretted. So yeah, just like less time spent drinking and like more productive time, finding cooler hobbies. So like doing active things with my friends and, starting this stupid YouTube channel and, stuff like that. So it's just like gave me an opportunity to be more creative. I had a creative career that I was making good money at the time. But I wasn't really like flexing my creative brain or creative muscles. So yeah, it was just cool to like have another outlet that fulfilled so many things inside of me and about my personality that weren't being met at that time, for sure.
What's it like having that? Because I think that's a lot of the reasons why people look to create something new on the side. Is like this, what I'm doing isn't fulfilling, or what I'm doing, for whatever reason, it doesn't give me fulfillment.
Right.
But it sounds like you were enjoying your work, right? You were enjoying what you were doing, having a good lifestyle in our nation's capital, and it sounds like you had an outlet for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, is it fair to say that you had a sense of fulfillment already?
There was for sure something missing, and YouTube and creating things in that way and like sharing my journey was just an exploration of a couple different things. I'd always been interested in posting things on the internet. I was like all about MySpace. That's how I learned how to like do things like HTML and pick that.
Did you have like a custom background page and like all the music and fun fact, when I transferred one of my stations in the Army, Max was like, yo, what's your MySpace? And I had no idea what he was talking about. So I just sent him all my login information, and he made me this custom, like,
sick.
I'm pretty sure he put Fergie, like a picture. He's like, yo, Fergie's so hot back then. Like, it was like a bikini shot of Fergie was my back. I was like, Max, what the hell is this shit?
Bro, Max.
He's like, bro, you got to get on MySpace, bro.
I love that.
Yeah.
See? Like
Yeah.
that we have that in common. It's just like I loved posting things on the internet.
Yeah.
I had like a blog about day drinking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you the name of it, but I had a blog. Like I was always sharing like things on the internet.
That would go viral in DC, I'm sure. Like,
Yeah. It
be
was
awesome.
it was specifically about like Bloody Marys.
okay.
So I wrote about and reviewed Bloody Marys in different places that featured Bloody Marys. I had Bloody Mary bars, and I was really into it. I was really into that drink specifically. Still am.
I can't stand Bloody Marys.
Ah, man, you just don't get it.
I can't
Peasants.
do it. I love the way they look. May loves them too. And so she'll
Yeah.
order some, and like every time I want to try it because it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Some do so well, and I'm just like, no, I can't
yeah.
do the like tomato sauce.
Yeah. It's not tomato sauce.
Or the
Juice.
Juice, yeah. excuse
Tomato
me.
sauce that would be kind of gross.
Is this
Although
a-
I'd try it.
Is this a 3-cheese vodka? Is this a vodka sauce?
Yeah, seriously.
So you're finding ways to kind of get more creative.
Mm-hmm.
That was already part of your life, and you had a semi-sense of fulfillment, but you just needed to kind of scratch that itch a little bit more. And is that what led to picking up the camera and filming what you're doing?
Yeah, I definitely, to be completely honest, I definitely watched like Max and Nikki and Christian. I was like, dude, I want to do whatever the fuck this is because it seemed so glamorous. And now I know that it's the opposite of that. But
Glamorous back then, even still.
yeah, like, yo, this girl gets to post her workouts. She's not working a traditional job. She's sponsored by these cool companies and like they take her traveling, and you know there were so many things that were appealing to that, and all she's doing is sharing. Obviously I know like not all she's doing, but she's just sharing like her fitness journey. I'm
Outside
like,
looking in, right?
yeah, I'm like that. I want that for sure. I was like heavily inspired by that and that lifestyle. And of course, I'll also say I always goes back to like always sharing things on the internet. I always wanted to be famous. Like I was really into reality TV. When I was a kid, I just knew, like I knew I would be famous. Like 100% I would wake up and people would be like, what do you want to be? And I'm like, I'm going to be famous.
Like famous for what though? Like you just.
Well, I
what does that mean to
definitely
you?
wanted to be a singer, a musician.
Okay. Do you sing? Do you play anything?
I'm okay, but I'm not. No one would pay me to do anything. You know what I mean? Like if we're doing karaoke, people be like, "That was pretty good." Not like that was I'm blown away,
that
but
was pretty good for
people be
karaoke.
like, that was you hit the notes that were required for that song. You know what I mean? So, but I for sure like I just knew like obviously I'm gonna be famous.
Yeah.
So I had that within me, and this was definitely like an open door to making that happen. Obviously, it's like a pseudo fake fame, as I refer to it as, but it worked.
Yeah.
And I go to expos now and people are in line to meet me. It's like when I go there, it's almost like I'm real famous. In my day-to-day life, no one knows who I am, obviously.
What's that like? Because
But-
yeah, you can go to these events, go to expos. You even could host an event yourself and have a big turnout. You're at an expo where it's thousands, tens of thousands of people,
Yeah.
and people who know you and people who get to know you there. I mean, that's a real life, tangible experience. Do you experience any kind of disconnect in going from that real life and then going back home? Like you haven't changed, your presence hasn't changed. It's just gone from people in person experiencing me to just through their phone or their computer. Is there any like kind of weird disconnect there in terms of just understanding like, wow, like technically I have all these people around me, but it's
Right.
virtual.
Yeah. No. I mean, I say to people will ask like, oh, is that weird? I'm like, it would be weird if I wasn't purposefully trying to make that happen.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
That was all done with intention. Like
Yeah.
I'm literally making things so that person feels like they know me and so that they feel comfortable to do things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like so
Yeah.
that they're here like at a weightlifting meet.
Yeah.
It's like no, I literally like wanted that to happen,
Yeah.
you know? So when people ask if it's weird, which I think is a little bit of a different question, I don't think it's that weird for me. But yeah, I definitely in October had like an identity crisis around
really?
the sort of line that I need to draw between MEGSQUATS and like who I really am, like my name's Megan, by the way. You know what I mean? Like Meg was just created so that people at my job couldn't search me on the internet and like connect that I was
Oh, really?
MEGSQUATS. Yes.
Ah, okay.
So
you had that hard line in the sand of
Yep.
what I'm doing on the internet, what I'm doing in real life. in
Yeah,
the
for
beginning.
sure, for
Okay.
sure. And so now it's still like this interesting thing where now MEGSQUATS is my job, MEGSQUATS is my livelihood, MEGSQUATS is like the future of me and my family, and like if I have kids one day, they will all be eating food because MEGSQUATS made that happen. You know what I mean? So it is this weird thing where it's like Meg Squats is me, but also I need to draw a line and understand that she can't encompass everything that is actually myself, and also vice versa. Like Meg Squats shouldn't have certain conversations that the real me would have. So that's been important to like draw the line and be like, okay, if someone says a bad thing about Meg Squats, then that's like not reflective of my actual character. So yeah, I had like a legit like identity crisis. Like,
that's wild.
Wait, am I only Meg Squats?
Yeah.
You know, like who is the real me? So I like threw away my phone. I got my phone stolen. I didn't throw it away. And I didn't get a new phone for like a month.
Wow.
And I just used Ryan's phone to like update stuff on Instagram. Wow. I had him like lock me out of social media apps, and I didn't post for like 3 weeks or something. On YouTube, I didn't post insane. For a few months. Yeah. I had a like legit crisis.
I mean, how did you get through it?
Time away from everything, and time spent doing things that I enjoy doing. So like at the time we were traveling, so it's kind of a nice opportunity to just like travel. And like we went to one specific moment for me was being in Rome and seeing the Colosseum. Rome is an amazing city. Like if you've been there, it's so cool. And being there and being like, this huge thing is just showing me that like I'm such a little speck of dust, and like all of my problems are even smaller specks of dust. And it's just like a good feeling to feel like so small when you're living like on your phone and you're feeling like those tiny dust specks of problems are like a lot bigger because your world is just here, you know? So it was a nice time to just take time away from everything, step away from the gram and step away from posting on anything. And yeah, just like leaning in on like things like traveling. I was trying to read a lot. I was trying to experience like the world around me. I had like some work projects that I was doing that weren't so social media based. So I was like focused on those. And yeah, just like taking a minute.
Do you think it's possible to safely make it through the internet social media experience and not kind of have something like that? Like how can we use, especially this, you for example, or me or anybody who makes it like their business and their life to not like have all those lines blurred? Like how is that even, is it possible? How is it possible to like not have to worry about this kind of identity issue?
Well, it's tough because in your day-to-day, in real life, you do not have people coming up to you and telling you everything that's wrong with you and every potential problem that you bring up.
Well, you don't hang out with enough Persians then.
Hang
out with Persians.
I definitely don't. My business partners.
My in-laws, oh my God.
My business partners are Filipino, which I think they would be a little more vocal with traditionally from knowing Ryan's family. They're a little vocal with like whatever you're doing.
Oh wow, you've gained weight. Oh, is that a new zit? Like you look like shit. Hey, like thanks. Good to see you.
See, that's coming from a loving place though, I feel like.
Is it?
And also
I don't love it.
yeah, okay, I know what you mean. But Eric is Chinese, and so it's very he's polite, like so polite and understanding, and I mean that could just be him too, not the stereotype. But yeah, no, I don't actually, my friend Tina Danishmand is Persian, and I would say she is the one to have that characteristic. Like, hey, what's going on with this part in your life that I know you're insecure about? Let's talk about it. I'm like, oh, God.
How are they so good at just seeing it right away?
Like, how did you know about that? Jeez. But, yeah, so normal
the social media experience,
Yeah, you don't, first of all, you don't share that much with people in your real life, which is, I guess, a benefit to social media. You're like just putting everything out there. So I don't have just people walking up to me being like, hey, you suck. You look like a man. Like, oh, this thing that you said was pretty offensive to this group of people, and you should have thought about that. But instead of, like, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm just going to tell you that you're terrible. So, any mistake that you make is just there, and it's like somewhere on the internet, and it's saved, filed away in people's brains, and like they'll bring it up. So my point is like, you have to continue to have your normal life, which is something I'm trying to work on because I don't have, outside of my, like Ryan, who's my fiance and my roommate and my business partner, and then Eric, who is kind of like my roommate because he's here every day, and my other business partner, like those relationships are the most important to me. But I don't have family here. I don't know that many people in LA. So you can see how it's like I only have so many. All my other friends are on the internet.
Yeah.
And like I have 2 that are really close with, but it's like the rest of my life is here on the phone. And so that is a big red flag where it's like, okay, you should go outside and like experience real life too. So I think that was, going back to that, like the analog side of life was definitely helped me in that experience. I think that's just something that I need to keep up, is like understanding what's real and what's the internet.
It's like, this is something that I'll say struggled with. Yeah, I've struggled with it since coming to LA. I don't know if it's just me being lazy or just still transitioning, but I haven't really found that community other than like internet friends.
Yeah.
And luckily, when you and I have 2 others that just happened to move here around the same time. So I have internet friends that are now real life friends.
Yeah.
But community has been a struggle for me here. And again, it might be my laziness, whatever, but it is what it is. And knowing from where you came, is that talking good?
Yeah. That's good talking.
Balance Gym, DC. I remember that community. And you were more involved with it than I was. But I remember, I think our first tour, walking in, seeing people like you, just the second level up there, and all the weightlifters. It was so obvious that community was present there.
Right.
How important is that to you? And has that played a big role in your success? And by that, I mean like just sticking with fitness and powerlifting and growing and scaling. Like, how important is community to you to kind of like allow you to grow?
Right. Well, the reason I sort of called everything Strong Friends is because I wanted to try and embody that Balance Gym energy onto the internet. Because I would go and travel to other gyms or any other gym that I'd been to before in my life. I didn't feel that the like warm fuzzies that Balance will give you. Like, I know no one knows what we're talking about, but it's like you go train on a Saturday and people are maxing out their deadlifts all together. Everyone's doing it. And then you go get pancakes at Stoney's and just like have a good time and you're hanging out. Or they'll have a party on the rooftop. Yeah. And now they're like, oh yeah, I went back last week and some of the new girls who are training there, they're like, oh yeah, last time we trained up there and then we had a picnic on the rooftop and it was just like the lifting club.
Oh, damn.
I'm like, dude, that's so sick. Like, so that was definitely like why I say Strong Friends is because it's like, that was where I learned how to really lift and I learned how to do it with my friends and it was all fun. And it was like, oh, this is a cool social activity. Going to the gym, I think for some people is, maybe they prefer to just put their headphones in and like get your work done. But mine, I was just there for like 3 hours on a Saturday, like talking to everybody, hanging out, making a little video. You know what I mean? It was just the community aspect that was something that I wanted people to know, like, this is what it could be. Like, your gym experience doesn't have to be an isolated thing unless you want it to be. You could join a barbell club and it could be something like this. And you could have mentors or even people who are like your age or like experiencing, at the same pace as you or like rate as you. You can still learn from them and like what they screw up and like what new program they're trying and what technique tip that they use that worked for them. It can be a really social thing. So yeah, that community was huge in like helping me understand what I really loved about the gym. And even now, like I told you, this little garage gym that we're in, we'll have like 9 people lifting in here at once.
Awesome.
And like we'll cook on the grill and like hang out. And yeah, it's like smaller space than Balance, but
it's bigger than my home gym.
Yeah.
I have no home gym.
Yeah, see? It's not so bad.
No, it's perfect. It's got everything you need here. Speaking of like the internet community, what don't you like about the online community aspect versus in person, besides the obvious, like the in-person interaction?
Yeah.
Let's, on technical terms, you go to the gym, you go to hang out with your friends. We're talking about fitness, self-improvement. You do the same thing with people online. What don't you like about the online community?
Obviously, you just get
fitness community. Yeah,
you open yourself up to get opinions from anyone. And my friend Sohee Lee, she told me about something that actually Ramit, I don't know his last name, but Ramit.
I just started reading his book.
Yeah, I Will Teach You to Be Rich.
Yeah.
I read that when I was like 20. like not making any
He
money.
just came out with the revised edition.
Yeah. So he gave her this advice that I'm stealing right now, and anytime she got like a comment of a different opinion, she kind of he advised her to say, respond with, "Why should I listen to you?" And I think that's a perfect way to describe some of the interaction that you get on the internet is like, well, like prove to me why I should take your opinion because I don't know you. And like if I was just training in the gym, like showing someone to do that and you came up to me as a random stranger, I would be like,
Cool
why,
story,
why
bro.
should I listen to you? You know what I mean? And so obviously that is like a negative aspect of it, but that's just the internet. Like I don't think it's, worth much to complain about that too much because also
That's a good point.
those conversations too can get kind of boring. Like, the trolls, that's the worst part of my job. But compared to most people's job, like I can put my phone down and I'm done working and like those voices are like no longer there. Whereas many people struggle with being in an office or having a boss that is really critical of what they're doing and giving them shit opinions that they disagree with, and they just have to like listen to it and stay there.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the worst aspect of it is like not that bad. Of course, you get some people who have